picture this. It's the second week of class. You now have 21 food science students staring back at you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna teach first? Well, the first thing I teach is safety. When I say safety in food science, we talk about your standard spills and things like that, but also knife safety. Knife safety is an essential skill that you want to make sure that you cover as a current, new, just a food science teacher in general. So before you go out and hand all 21 students build knives, we like to go over it with this nice little plastic knife. Makes me feel better. I kind of know what's going on, make sure they don't cut their hands off, things like that. Now, I don't go out and buy a bunch of items that we can practice cutting on. Instead, we make our own items with Play-Doh. This helps me save money and cost on food items because food is expensive, and it helps them be able to practice cutting over and over and over again. And it can show me that they know what they're actually doing. So each student gets one container of Play-Doh because I like my items to not be mixed together and my Play-Doh not to be mixed together. So you can do what you like in your classroom. But I just got this from Walmart. It was just one of my standard supplies that I asked for at the beginning of the year. You can get really good deals off Amazon or things like that. And I can link that in the description below where I get my Play-Doh from off Walmart and Amazon. But I get Play-Doh and then I buy a bunch of plastic knives. I reuse these year after year because it really pains me to throw away plastic knives that we have just used for Play-Doh. So I have a little baggie in my filing cabinet back here that I literally just use for Play-Doh knives. It says Play-Doh knives. So I make them make different types of food items. An important one we always make is a carrot, okay? We talk about how when you cut a carrot, how you're gonna hold it, hold it from one end. We talk about how you don't just smash it down, how you kind of saw back and forth and things like that. The Play-Doh provides a really good substance for that. We also kind of talk about make a potato. How are you gonna cut a potato? You're gonna cut it in half like this. Then are you gonna cut it in rounds again and then flip it over? How is that gonna work? We also talk about our cutting board. Okay, so you see my nice paper cutting board here. The reason we do our Play-Doh lab on a piece of paper is because Play-Doh will get into every little crevice that you have on your table or your desks, and it is really hard to clean out. So if you just have your students do this lab on a nice piece of paper, then the Play-Doh doesn't get into anything. I also want to see them cut things into small little dices, into larger dices. Kind of think about what you're gonna be doing. We cut up strawberries for our jam and jelly lab, so I wanna see them kind of cut things into smaller pieces, and we just practice cutting. How are you holding the knife? You don't just hold it like this, are you holding in a certain way? Things like that. We really cover knife safety about 2 days. Talk about how it's going on, how to hold it, things like that. And then we practice doing the Play-Doh the other part of the time. So thanks for watching and check back for more resources.